Hello everyone and welcome to my review of Resident Evil 4 Remake. I was recommended to play this game by my friend Emmanuel. Now, I had played the original and really enjoyed it. It was my first Resident Evil game back then, and after playing multiple installments in the series, it is clear to me that I started with one of the best the series has to offer. I also played the Resident Evil 2 Remake, so I knew I was in for a treat. And boy, what a treat it was. Resident Evil 4 Remake is an absolute blast to play through. The gameplay is smooth and super fun, just like the original. One of my favorite aspects of the gameplay was the enemy design. Of course, a lot of these enemies are ones that I have seen in the original, but seeing them with updated graphics was like a breath of fresh air. Except for the ones that are not a breath of fresh air. Some of the enemy design is just absolutely horrific, just abominable, to the point where it is almost offensive. And I mean this in the best way possible. This game is disgusting. I mean, take this guy for example. Gross. My favorite aspect of the gameplay is the survival part. One of my favorite parts about games like these is when I know I'm about to step into a boss fight and I take stock of my inventory. Moments like these, when I'm staring at the scraps of resources I have, will absolutely take out all of my confidence and really make me terrified to progress. I played the game on the hardest difficulty available at the time, and I really think the game was meant to be played on this difficulty, which I think is called like hard or hardcore. The reason I think that difficulty is best is that I did not have the luxury of leaving things in storage when I thought I didn't need them. Nope, the game required me to use every single weapon at my disposal. This difficulty that the game provides really makes you have to get out of your comfort zone. I've played many survival games where I acquire a new weapon and I just store it away because it isn't the usual shotgun I go with. For instance, I would usually look at the mine thrower weapon and place it right where I would never see it again. But then this game decides to put me in a room with 2 Wolverine-type enemies, 1,000 zombies, and have me do this with 10 handgun bullets. I think this difficulty balancing act is extremely important for a great survival horror game to get right. I don't want to walk away from a survival horror game thinking that I beat it. I want to walk away thinking that I survived it. In Resident Evil 4, you have to embrace any advantage the game gives you. Not all gifts it provides are hits, though. I personally did not see the value in the assault rifle or SMG. The assault rifle does great damage, and the SMG has amazing crowd control, but the ammo requirements are just way too high. I would rather spend the gunpowder on something that is a little more reliable, like the handgun or even the shotgun. Now, my biggest issue with this game is the horrendous checkpoint system. I understand that in older games this was the way it went, but this game is a remake and could have fixed those issues. Why do I have to do an entire sequence over and over again when I died at the very end? Examples of these sequences I'm complaining about are the catapult sequence and the wrecking ball sequence later in the game. It's not like these sequences are short or easy by any means. There are a couple parts throughout the game where if you die, the game will send you all the way back to the beginning. Now, there wasn't a lot of these parts, so it wasn't really ruining my enjoyment, but man, was it really annoying. The story of Resident Evil 4 is obviously the same as the original release of the game. Leon is put on a mission and trouble ensues. The game's real crowning jewel in its writing is its characters. Leon is so far and away the best Resident Evil protagonist in my opinion. I just love him. He perfectly balances corny and serious, and I find it really enjoyable compared to Ethan, especially Ethan in Resident Evil 8, who I thought was just bad. Ashley still works as a type of escort part of the game, but she is much better in this one. Aside from a few instances, she never really got in the way and worked as a tool to increase the stakes of each combat encounter. Overall, I really enjoyed this remake, just as I enjoyed the original. I think Capcom's quest to remaster all of the Resident Evils is a noble and much needed one. I just hope that they continue to do so with 5 and 6. I only played a little of 5 and none of 6, and would really love to play those in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and comment down below with a game you would like me to play and review.